I don't understand why Africans do celebrate independences when it's all clear that we are not independent yet. We are still colonized in every way you could think of. Every 9th of October, which is today, Uganda celebrates her independence because it's the exact day she received a fake independence from the United Kingdom. We received it in 1962. And as I speak right about now, every Ugandan on their timeline are wishing Uganda happy independence. They are celebrating this day, something that I don't understand. Like, what is there to celebrate? Why are you celebrating this day? Shouldn't it be triggering you? Shouldn't it be making you angry? To me, independences are reminders that once upon a time, an enemy broke into your house and made you a prisoner in your own house, cuffed you in your own house, and unalived many of your children, captured many of your children and took them somewhere and made them slaves. He stole everything that you owned, carried it, took it to his home. He starved you. He made you suffer. He destroyed many of your things that you worked with your own hands. And he made you beg. And then after begging, crying, wailing, he then decided to help you leave your place. Like, he was like, okay, oh, you're crying. Okay, you've cried a lot. I'll help you. I will leave. But before I leave, let's first write this agreement. And like it or not, in those agreements, there must be lines that go like, these resources on these lands are still mine. I will still come for them anytime I want. I will still take them as much as I want. That is if you want me to leave. And then because I had no option, of course, I had to say yes. That is what national independences are all about in Africa. Simple reminders that someone once cracked your head. And what are you supposed to say on such days? You're supposed to curse that enemy. You're supposed to curse. Seriously, curse them everywhere. Not these fake happy independences that you guys throw around every Independence Days. You're supposed to curse them. Like, go on your Facebook, go like all your social media handles and curse those devils. Curse them. And the worst of it all is the fact that these people never left. Colonialism has never ended in Africa. These people are still exploiting us, stealing our resources, consuming our energy free of charge. And you people think you're independent, celebrating independence, celebrating Independence Days. What is there to be celebrated? What is so nice about Independence Days? What is so good about Independence Days?
I think the Africans who still celebrate independence are Africans who are not awake to the reality of what's going on here. Africans who are not aware of the truth of what exactly is going on in our good continent. My country, Nigeria, celebrates her independence on the 1st of October, and I start getting peace from on the 29th, 30th of October. I start getting peace from then because when I go out, I start to see my people make preparations for Independence Day, the 1st of October. You go to the market and my people are already selling clothes and whatnot in the Nigerian flag color. You go to establishments and they are decorating, putting up ribbons, balloons, and stuff like that in preparation for the 1st of October, Independence Day. My country, Nigeria, they celebrate independence, but our name, Nigeria, is a name that was given to us by Lord Lugard's side chick, Flora Shaw. We are still bearing a colonial name, but we dey celebrate independence. Funny, but not funny. Don't be mistaken, that laugh or laugh just now, na verse deal. I just they use laughter till they, calm myself down. I they use laughter till they mellow myself. I they use laughter till they mask my anger. Because anytime I think about this, I get so pissed. My blood go just they boil like water way they want you stay cook rice. See the woman for you. Now be this Flora Shaw. The one we carry name give us. Then see Ibu. Now Ibu be that. It's one way there with mustache. Maybe like with Lord Lugard. This is why before you go hear me say I'm Nigerian, I not just carry the talk. I don't just go about talking about how I'm Nigerian. And don't get me wrong, it's not because I don't love my home. It's not because I don't love my people. That's why I don't, talk about how Nigerian I am very often. But because of the fact that I don't like that we didn't name ourselves. We are supposed to be the one naming ourselves and we didn't. And we're still going about carrying on this colonial name. We forgot trash them since. But we did not. We're still carrying it on. Why? I don't know. I hate the fact that, named us. Because of this thing. That name, where it come from? Who give me? I not like him. You understand? Colonization ended, right? We are independent, right? Then why are we still bearing colonial names? I only say I'm Nigerian on 2 occasions. 1, if person ask. 2, if I'm talking about something and the context Nigerian and how I'm Nigerian needs to be mentioned. If not, no. Because I don't like the name, I don't feel like I don't like that name. We know the importance of names now. When someone names something, they own it. And when you go about bearing the name that you were named, you are agreeing with the person that named you that, yes, I have this power over you. This is why I hate the name Nigerian. We are independent, right? We celebrate our independence every year. But our official language in Nigeria is English. Kukukimi. With all the numerous, beautiful ethnic languages we have here, we not see anyone pick, use they do official language, then trash this bloody colonial language. And don't get me wrong, I get it. English is a language that we all need to man at the moment, because English is a language that, is spoken across many nations right now. And I would mention it, I would remind people the only reason that is because of the horrors during colonization and how they were forcing everybody. They left their home in England and, went to people's home and started forcing them to speak English instead. So globally now, a lot of people speak English. So we have to be able to speak English as well if we want to be able to effectively communicate with people outside our borders and also, be able to do business with them as well. So I get why we need to, have a good man of English. But what I don't get is why we have to trash ours and make English the standard. That one is what I don't understand. To the point where our own languages are dying now. Because now English, everybody they speak. I get the importance of English. So yes, teach kids how to speak it in schools. But don't make this language another person's language, the official language of your home. That's wrong. It makes no sense that this is the fact, that another man's language is our official language. No. And I know some very smart brothers and sisters will still see this video and miss the point. The point would go over their heads. So let me try and simplify what I mean for, these smart brothers and sisters of ours. Look at them Asian countries like China, Japan, Korea, and the rest of them. They still speak their indigenous languages. Their official languages are their own languages. They operate all right, they know they operate all right. Because some of us, when we start this conversation, you people like to be advocates for English. I don't understand why people are fighting for another man's language. They will come out of the woodworks with knives, even ready to kill you because you said something about... I don't understand some of our people genuinely. I don't know what's wrong with them. I swear, some of these folks act like reincarnates of colonizers. I don't know how else to put it, because their colonial mentality, the way they fight for some colonial things. I swear, I look at some of our folks and I'm like, wait, so this one, not be colonizer reincarnates for inside body, so. Because they just be giving 100% colonizer mentality. That's what we call mental slavery now, but when we have people who buy so deeply into colonizers' ideology. We are celebrating independence on this continent. France, did they collect how many billions? 500 billion yearly. But we they celebrate independence. Okay. Our resources, they still they tap them very freely. But we they celebrate independence. Okay. They still they tap our people very easily, taking them to their countries and using them to build their economies. And we they celebrate independence. Okay. See, the matter deep. And if we really want to talk about it, if we really want to get through all the facets of the matter, we go there yet, see. But I hope with these few points of mine, those of us who don't get it yet, that we are not independent, can actually, slowly start to get it, that we are not independent. And please stop celebrating. There is nothing to celebrate here. Please, let's look it up and get educated. Because trust, we are not getting ourselves out of this shithole if we don't really understand the shithole we are in. And I saw this comment that I also want to highlight in this video. This brother says, right, Africans in the United States even celebrate the Independence Day of the nation that still enslaves them. I've been wanting to talk about how crazy it is that there are black people, African people who actually celebrate the 4th of July. It's insane that they are, but they are. See, I want to try and break down why it makes no sense to me, and it also makes no sense to the good brother who dropped that comment, and it makes no sense to the other brothers and sisters out there who think it's insane for black people to celebrate the Independence Day of the United States. This is when the US of A gained their independence from Britain. 4th July 1776. Hold this year, hold it in your mind's eye, please. This is the year slavery was abolished. Our ancestors were still being enslaved when the US of A were celebrating independence from the British. This independence is not for black people. And if we want to even keep it 100%, this is actually white people, white Americans' Independence Day. This is white people's Independence Day. And don't be mistaken, no, this Independence Day, this white American people Independence Day, it's not an independence that they got because they were suffering in America. It's not like the kind of independence that we're celebrating that they're celebrating. No. Like, okay, British people was suffering them and unaliving them and, making them go through hard labor and stuff. Like, the kind of colonization we went through that we now fought for independence. Not be that kind of independence be this. They are celebrating that they are not under the control of the British. They are celebrating that after they moved from Europe to occupy that land they stole from the Native Americans, that it is not the British now that is in control of them and how that land is being controlled. This is white Americans' day to celebrate that the lands that they stole from the natives, it is them that is in control of everything there and not Britain. When they got their independence from the British, black people were still being enslaved. When they got their independence from the British, the owners of that land were being pushed to reservations. So as an African celebrating this day, what exactly are you celebrating? Not only as an African person are you joining these people to celebrate in their neo-colonialism, you are also celebrating with people who are causing so much harm to your own people back home on the continent. Dear African child, you have no reason to celebrate the 4th of July.